Your iPhone?
Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Whiskey Sour Libations and Conversations. I'm your host, the beautiful, the lovely, a little tits McGee today, Dominique. And for the people watching, you see this beautiful, there's a red busting on her lipstick. She got a little tittage going on too up there. It's the beautiful hippie girl. I finally got her here. I'm so happy. Yay. For those who don't know who Hippie Goals is a world-renowned gardener, moderator, manager, content creator. She does it all. Don't breathe like that. Like that's a lot. That's the truth. That's what you are.
Oh, that's what I said.
I
be doing a lot.
You do a lot. And everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. Did you just tell me to suck my mic's dick?
I said it's a lot.
Oh,
okay. Oh, hold on. I got a text message back. When? Now?
Yeah. Okay. So we're trying to get y'all somebody to pop in on y'all and surprise y'all just a little bit because it's been a while. How are you, Miss Hippie? Because I will only call you Hippie on here. Y'all can't know her real name. Y'all might know her real name, but I'm not about to be putting it out here.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows
her real name usually. But yeah, I'm doing great. I am hot. This hair is hot. We're gonna see how long it lasts with it down, especially when I start my live. Hold on, you know, start it without me. I'm hot, but I'm wonderful. I'm doing great. It was just this past weekend, so I'm good.
I think that we should start off talking about the lovely garden that you have.
Okay.
So, Hippie has brought me some amazing vegetables, beet charts, because, I'll be juicing. Mm-hmm. She making me drink today. I was going to drink some celery juice with some ginger and lemon in it. But, here, this, you know what? First time here, let's turn up. Let's turn it up. That's just fine.
All right, I got ginger beer.
Did you just, wait, you pour, okay, I don't even, is that ginger beer?
It's ginger beer, and then the first was tequila. Yeah.
Okay, you real live this afternoon. Love it. Here for it. Okay, so let's talk about your community garden. And how did this get started? Where is it located? Why don't I have strawberries? So yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna start off with that would sound like a threat in your voice about the strawberries, so we're gonna start there. As someone just asked me today, there's actually, so I'm at a community garden. I live in San Diego, and I've gone to a few different community gardens here. The one I'm at now I love, and I have 3 plots. I'm about to get a 4th. They're like 4 by 12 feet, and I grow mad stuff, and I donate, as Dominique was saying, I donate a lot of stuff. I love it. I'm from the country. I'm from North Carolina. I grew up surrounded by fields, I'm actually just playing in the dirt in the fields, I won't grow but I have an affinity for plants. They love me back because they grow really great. And I have a degree in nutrition. So I just have I like all of it. It's very peaceful to me. And it's amazing to watch something grow. And also like going along with the degree in nutrition, it's good to know where your food comes from, how to cook it, to experience different things, and to really just branch out from what gets thrown at us. And we get a lot of terrible things thrown at us in our communities.
My strawberries.
Like strawberries. So strawberries are growing at the garden, not in my plot. And there's a cherry tree, because someone asked me about that. There's cherry trees, sugar cane, persimmons, fig, avocados, everything. So people share. We do share with each other. And there's a whole thing last year about someone stealing my watermelons. They said it was raccoons, but I don't believe them. There's a lot of
that's very specific. Oh yeah, a raccoon got it, but it ain't getting nothing else. So yeah,
no, nothing else. It wasn't ripe. Animals they know when it's ripe, and they eat it when it's ripe. And it was way across. Girl, it was a whole thing. So we're not gonna get into that, because I wrote some really mean notes and stuck them in my plot like a scarecrow. Fuck alone. I was so mad. But so my goal is, yeah, I was just thinking about it today. I was like, I want to get some land. I want to start my own community garden, but also I want to move up to move some of the stuff that I'm doing to LA and join some community gardens there and maybe have a couple plots there. Then you can just come by the plot whenever you want and grab your strawberries and beets.
I would appreciate that a lot. There is a small little space of like behind my apartment. And so I'm like, I always want to ask, I'm like, y'all not doing anything with this because there was, before we got new property management, there was a guy that used to kind of like maintain that area. But I'm like, this would be nice if this were like, some greens or something of the sort where I can just go to the back and grab it. I'm gonna have to give you some stuff for some greens because I would love some fresh greens. That would be fire. But
don't get me started on, I will be there harassing your people, like not even harassing. I just be like, let me just do it. They don't care.
I feel like you could and nobody would say anything.
No, because I want to build gardens for people. I'm like, I will build a garden where you are. I will help you start an indoor one. I usually do hydroponics though. I don't usually do dirt in the house.
Okay.
So but I do hydroponics a lot, and I would love to get people started. So yeah, let me come. I'm gonna come do that. I ain't even gonna ask them. Just say a vigilante gardener did it.
Okay, I will gladly. I ain't seen nothing.
Just blame me.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. As far as like gardening goes and planting, like you clearly are a beast at this. And listen, I want you to see. Yeah, I've had this damn bamboo for a minute. I'm like, why is this happening? Like why? I feel like I changed the water, I water the leaves, all of that. And every plant that I've had so far, I have killed it. I have succulents. It's hanging by a moment. I don't know what to do. And I killed aloe vera, girl. It's so hard to kill aloe vera. Like, how is it dead? So what are some tips and tools you can give someone? I desperately want to be a plant mom. And I desperately want to learn how to garden and have things. Because I want to have, I want my kids that does not exist to be able to experience, that world. Because like you said, we get all this bullshit thrown at us.
All right, can we name your fictional babies?
Sure. Let's
yeah. Savannah, that's the girl.
Okay. You said who?
Savannah, that's the girl. Okay. You can handle the boy's name. Okay. There.
Apparently apparently a psychic said I'm supposed to have 4 boys.
Oh, so no girls. Okay.
I don't know. But like I said, I don't believe her because she also said that I was supposed to be with this one person and they ain't happened. So whatever.
All right, Savannah, boys, get over here. Auntie Hippie's about to tell you some stuff. Okay. All right. So firstly, let me make this very clear. I grow things you can eat. I do not be fooling with stuff that's just there just to be looking good. I don't got that. I need it to be functional. I need it to have a purpose. I feel like they strive to live a little bit more because they feel like they got a purpose in life. Now, the other things got their other purposes. They make people happy in other ways, and I don't got nothing to do with all that. I will plant flowers in my garden because they're beneficial. Maybe they'll bring more bees, or maybe they'll take the pests. So maybe the pests will go to that plant instead of the plant I don't want them messing with. So I will intermingle them, but I don't do a lot of bamboo. I don't got nothing, none of that. So a lot of things though that happen when people have plants in the house are they overwater them.
Okay.
They just be, they
don't water them enough.
Still a succulent. You can leave it there till it dries the fuck out, and like it will still be there, just hanging out. So, yeah, a lot of people just be trying to love them too much. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Squeezing them.
I don't think that it's that I don't love them too much. I think that I don't love them enough. I forget, and
so it might not really be dead, to be honest. A lot of things be like, I haven't been to my garden in a few days, and I'm sure stuff is looking sad, but like they're super resilient. We've seen plants grow through cracks in cement. Plants are amazing. So, I mean, unless you're murdering them and it's homicide, like a lot of them probably are doing okay. Like it's not as bad as it looks, and they can be rejuvenated really quickly. But as far as, I'm just gonna be honest, as far as my tips on house plants and things like that, I don't have a lot of tips because I just don't deal with them. So I couldn't, like someone posted their basil plant inside their house and that whole thing was dying. And I was like, look, cut off the good part, stick that in some water, just leave it there. It'll grow new roots and then start over. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, but if it's something that we can eat, I got you.
Okay. All right. Let's start there. Maybe we should start with like something like basil or something.
Yeah,
I can do that because I cook with basil a lot. So I can do that, a little parsley, things like that. I can start small.
I'm gonna give you. I have a little hydroponic machine that
Okay.
can feed plants. I'm gonna give that to you. You can't kill your plants in this at all.
Okay.
You just need to keep water. There's enough water reservoir that goes for a while, and then when the level gets low, a light comes on. Just put some more water in. You good.
Okay. That sounds simple. I can do that. I can do that. So.
Yeah, that's an arrow garden. They're kind of cheap, kind of expensive, depending, but you can start somewhere like that where you don't have to worry about dirt in your house and did you water it enough? I mean, it's all water, so you're not going to. And there's lights, so the lights come on and they take care of it. You don't have to have it in a windowsill or somewhere like that. So those are really easy.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So speaking of your garden, we know that you have this beautiful garden. Like I said, I've experienced the fruits of your labor, if you will. You also work with a lot of our favorite comedians. You know, you do a lot of work for them, you moderate for them, you sell merch, you know, schedule things for them. Like you're just like I said, a connoisseur, world-renowned connoisseur of, you know, aiding our favorites. Could you talk about a little bit how you got into that world and maybe give a tip or two for somebody that kind of wants to elevate to that next level as well?
Okay, great. Sure. So nutrition is what I have my degree in. I think a lot of people can feel this, like I don't think yourself, but a lot of people, they get a degree in one thing, they work professionally, something else. And I got my degree later on, like I started school, didn't finish, and then I finished later because I was like, I already spent this time and money, so let me, you know, finish this. And by that time I had decided more what I like to do. Or what I enjoy and what I wanted to learn about. But professionally, I'm usually a C-level executive assistant. So that means assistant to CFO, COO, CEOs, those type of positions that I've been in, where I've been support. And when you're a support for someone in that kind of position, you do a lot of things. You take a lot of initiative. You leave them to do the important things they need to do, and then you do the other things so they don't have to think about it. And then so how it kind of all started was I was just watching someone promote their merch, and I was like, let me make some designs. I think this could look good this way. So I made a few designs and I sent them to him, and I was like, here, you can have these. Like, I wasn't doing it for money. It was just pure, like, middle of the night creativity. I was thinking about something. And so it kind of started there. And then I make designs, and I actually have all the equipment to make shirts and stuff. So I actually took the design and I made it into shirts and I gave it to him. And from there, I was like, oh, I was just a point in my life where I kind of was just had like a lot of ideas. And I was like, it was a great, they were great muses for me to do these things. So then I saw another podcast that they worked on, and I was like, well, here's some things from your podcast. You know, here's some things I made. I was making all kinds of stuff. And I just was like, just take it. I don't care. Because I already had the stuff here because I was making things myself. So I had materials, I had extra stuff, and it was like, whatever. So that started before the pandemic actually happened. And then when the pandemic happened, we were all online, we're watching them, we're showing up, supporting, and just, you know, participating. And because they were already familiar with me, and I was already there participating and being there, I got appointed a moderator, but with a couple of other people who weren't doing that. So they were just there being supportive as well. And it kind of just grew from there. The same thing would happen. If I had an idea or I thought something, I'd be like, hey, you should do this. You should try this. Here's a design that was in my head. I just made it. You can have it. Do you need help with this? I'll help you. And I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy supporting people. I enjoy, you know, it helped me. It helped them. It was just, you know, I didn't come in it trying to make it a job. But as time went on, it was like, oh, you know what? it's the same thing I do in an office, you know, at a 9 to 5.
Right,
A lot
right,
of ways it just translates now to a lot of online social media stuff. But there are, like you said, a lot of just assistant things that I do that are behind the scenes, setting appointments, the same things I would do as an executive assistant. Because they will never be in the office anyway. Those people you work for, they're going here and there and everywhere, and you're
right,
scheduling
right.
stuff for them and stuff anyway. So, and you're having conversations with other people for them, and you're passing messages along. So, um, yeah, it's grown a lot. And then a lot of, you know, word of mouth. People are like, oh, someone helped you do this. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me?
Right.
Sure. You know, I'm happy to, you know, and, and it's become a lot. So at this point, because I am starting to work for one person more, and he's got a lot more going on, and really trying to focus in, and it's a place where I do get paid, you know, consistently.
Right.
This, a lot of the other things that I was jumping into or was doing, I'm probably gonna have to scale back a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but I've met some. Oh, sorry.
no. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've met so many great moderators and other people who do way better designs than I do. I am no artist, and I tell everybody this. If I'm I don't draw. Like I can I can jump in the computer and do all kinds of, you know, magical things, but I am not an artist, you know, and there are probably just ideas that I won't have that a graphic artist would. So I've met graphic artists and I've passed work along to other people like, hey, let's get this person to do this because they're really great at it and they'll probably do it a lot faster than me. So I've been able to meet other people and really get other people involved as well. So that's been good.
I think that's the part right there that's the dopest of all, because when we recognize, hey, this is my capacity and I'm telling you, and then you bring somebody else in and pass it along, because I feel like a lot of times people get in spaces and they get kind of like in their head and get the big head a little bit, and it's just like you kind of fall short, and it's like, hey, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, I can't do this, but I got this person to bring it in. You kind of build like this little, you know, community, little family off of that too. So that's really, really dope. You are also, like you said, like someone is one of the people you work for, it's kind of more demanding. How do you juggle that with the other areas of your life? Because I'm trying to pick up other tasks and things are kind of getting a little busy for me, and I have my core 9 to 5, and then I have my show, and then I have like the other podcast, and then there's another podcast that could be coming soon, as well as my candles, and I'm trying to do something else. How do you manage your time? Please help us all out.
I don't know. I was telling someone the other day, like, what? Let me No, a great thing about what I'm doing currently is I don't have to be physically present for a lot of things, and a lot of things I can do can be done at any time as long as I get it to them when they need it. So I could be up at 2, 3 in the morning, you know, taking care of it. But honestly, I need to. At first it wasn't bad. It was like, okay, I got this, and it was like, oh, I got that. Oh shoot, I got this. I got to do this too. So I really, and for me, I like writing stuff down. Like, you know, I love technology, but putting reminders in my phone and on my calendar, that's not the same. It doesn't keep my mind organized. So I really need to get my planner. And I just bought this, you know, calendar board to put on the wall, because I need to walk by it every day and keep reminding myself, oh yeah, okay, tomorrow at 2:00, I got to be here and I got to be there, because I have started just recently moderating a new podcast, but it's only once a week and it's not long. But like this past Sunday I was doing it, and it was like I was driving and I was like, oh hey y'all, I'm here, you know, and there's not much going on for me to moderate, but I still want to have a presence. So if I see, I don't have to talk a lot, but I need to make sure people aren't in there acting crazy, which fortunately that didn't happen. But it's a lot, and I don't think I have anything special that I've done, but I know I need to do is sit down and write it down and keep it in front of me. Because when you, like you just said, you have that many moving pieces, it's easy to miss something. And then if you're trying to schedule stuff with other people, I think that's the saving grace for me. I might do scheduling for the people I work for, like, hey, so and so wants you here, be here at this time, here's the information. But I don't personally have to really be meeting another person. So when you start linking with other people, time schedules and all that different stuff, like that really starts to make it a big cluster and it's a lot happening. But right now it's just kind of me, and I'm just helping the other people keep that part of their lives organized.
Okay.
Mhm.
What has been some of the stressful situations that you've kind of come into since that? Has there been anything kind of like crazy, like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that? Or how do I cultivate this where it doesn't become a bigger deal? Like, I don't want that to be the focus of what we're talking about.
Right. Well, because the good thing about doing what I do is the talent, the personality, the entertainer that I'm working for, go be yourself completely. Let me handle anybody that's acting dumb. You know what I mean? Like I can jump in, and I don't have to be nice. I am nice, but I think people might confuse that with I ain't gonna say something. You know, well,
Right.
not the people who know me as a moderator. They know that I don't got time for all of that. Like I have a child, and sometimes he's with his dad, sometimes he's with me. So if he's here, like I do not got time to be playing with people. You know, it's like get it
Right.
together. So I think the biggest platform that I've just had, well, not even just that one, but like Zooming with the homies would be
Hey.
super intense, and we can't wait for it to come back. Fortunately, there are other moderators there, and I'm not the only one, so we
Okay.
communicate with each other, and then like something will just pop up, and we're like, okay, let's handle it. So I don't get real stressed. I get in like let's take care of this mode. Like I don't
Yeah. I've
just
experienced the wrath of the people in Zooming sometimes. It gets crazy. And I'm like, yo, look, I just thought we was here kicking back and having a good time. Like I've had people like, so I could only imagine like having to moderate that
because
setting.
I try to, you know, my concern is number one, all the people in the chat feel safe and comfortable, and number two, the
Right.
people that are on the screen feel safe and comfortable. So I may delete stuff or block someone. I might not care, I could care less what they just said, but it's not about me. So I'm there for
Yeah.
what that person needs and what the other people need for support. So it's like, if this is going to disrupt the whole flow, you're going to have to get up out of here because like we ain't here for that. And I've had people say all kinds they never say my name specifically. They just say the mods, but we've had all kinds of
Yeah.
talked about us. And,
But
and
it's
so,
also, it's like really like we're here, like we're y'all entertainment. And this is helping us all like on a mental level. Cause last year it was really hard for some people. Like I said, I was working the whole time through the pandemic and freaking out, like I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get sick.
we're
You
totally
know,
the whole time. You just did it.
yeah. So you like anxiety's through the roof, and then you come into this platform, and it's just like you can just it's jokes. And
Yes.
it's like, well, that took a turn before it's really bad, like really fast. So it's just, whatever.
Well, the chat would get hella offended. Not the whole chat, so I'm not gonna speak for everybody in there. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like people need to like step up their comedy IQ. Just because
Yeah.
you like this one kind of comedy doesn't mean this other one isn't valid or this shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? Because people be
Right.
saying mad funny stuff and like they're like, oh, don't talk about that. And it's like, man, just sit at home and don't type in the chat then. Put your
Right.
computer TV on mute or whatever you need to do. Like there is someone who appreciates this kind of humor, and we're not gonna sit here and censor everybody, you know what I'm saying, for all these different things. Now, with that said, I am person blocking someone, so sometimes you know what I'm saying, but there's a whole thing about it, you know what I mean, like, and so those situations wouldn't be stressful. It'd be like, all right, let's get on it. But I think the most stressful might be like a technology type of situation,
Yeah.
because when Tahir wasn't there and he would have guest hosts, then I'm the one running. I guess you would say producing, because that's what they say. You know, I'm the one
Yeah.
running the program. So I'm like what Kadeem does, I'm doing, but on a smaller level, because I'm not doing a million things, but I'm doing some stuff. And so that would be stressful to me, because if Frederick, my son, was with me, then I was like, okay, I gotta push this button at 7 o'clock to make sure it's on live. Is it on live on Facebook? Is it live on YouTube? All right, I need to wait for the people to come in. I need to bring them on the screen. And if he's like back, bouncing off the walls, I'm like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would be like, and then at the end of the show, I need to end it when, as the person says bye, everybody's gonna be sitting there on the screen looking dumb, so I'm like, all right, push this button, and there's a little bit of time in between pushing everything. So that was that was probably the biggest stressor to me, because I'm on someone else's platform. They're entrusting
Right.
me to run things behind the scene. I want to make sure I get it right, that I'm pushing the buttons at all the right time. I feel like I'm at mission control. And And but once I did it a couple of times, I was like, oh, okay, I'm good, you know. But I think one time my computer started acting slow, and I was like, if my internet goes out right now, I'm that. So that was probably the most stressful, like worry about my internet going out when I'm trying to do that.
Man, yeah, I'm like, damn, I definitely just got overwhelmed. I'm like, yeah, you got a lot. But yeah, no, I guess this is a segue from that into, you know, like some juicy gossip or hot topics, because you know we know a lot about each other now. We've developed this friendship over the year, and I've been, like I told you all the time, it's like I'm very appreciative of you, and we just like clicked on a whole nother level. Like we hang out, we text all the time. I'm like, man, this bullshit. Listen to this shit.
Yeah, don't tell me I'll be right there. What? Who said it?
Girl, it's so, girl, and it's so funny because I think what I love the most about you is just how real yet carefree you are. And it's just like, you're right. But then I'm gonna do this. I was like, nah, but Hippie said to respond this way. So let me
I'll be like, calm down,
girl. So sometimes, you know, you have to really back in. I say, all right, let me just do it her way and see what I get. Like, what's the response? What mess do I want to get into today? I'm trying to think. I saw a post and where is it? I had it. And so I want to know if you have ever had like a situation where you've like kind of been out of town and it's like your homegirls and like some shit has gone down where it's like, well, I didn't see that coming, because I keep seeing these posts like my homegirl has like a live coming tonight, and she was like 3 friends they all went out on a vacation and they end up like having an orgy or something together.
With just them, or they brought a guy in too?
I believe it's just them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think, I'm like, how does that even?
So
your business out there. No, I don't know if this is happening because we've never talked about this.
No,
that would be interesting.
I was like, what's she about to say? I'm not scared of
Oh, no, nothing. And then you could tell me, you say, and I'm like, all right, change the subject.
No, we will change the subject. I will censor myself. But so no, I can speak on this briefly, only because number one, the best friends I've had for over 20 years. And the earliest ones, I met them in college. And then other ones a couple of years later. So we've been friends for over 20 years. And we're best friends. Like nothing like that would ever happen with us. Like, so there could never be like you my homegirl. Like, now have they seen pictures of all my body parts? Most likely, because I just be like,
I think every girl, like I think all of, like, I'm like the one person, I'm like, I'm pretty sure they've seen me naked. I've seen them naked, because we were like, hey, is this a good nude to send?
I've seen, so at least I know at least couple of them at least see my titties. I know one specifically probably seen a pussy picture. Like, look at this one I took, because I was so proud of it. But just pussy, but it was in there. So and she was like, girl, that is a good one. I'm like, I know. Now, if it was some other girls that maybe I was kind of cool with, but we weren't like best friends, we hadn't formed all these years of relationship, then maybe that could be something that'd be more of a possibility. But I definitely was invited on such a trip and was told that was the kind of trip that it was. And so, yeah.
Did you go?
I didn't make it. So, okay, so let me finish this statement. I did not attend the trip, but I was invited. Yeah.
But so I feel like I give off, and I don't, and it's not intentionally, and I think it's just because like I just be chill, but I get approached so much.
You know why?
So what?
You know why?
Why?
Them tig old biddies. It's your tig. It is. They trying to bring the titties to the party.
Man, look, it's always, I swear, I've gotten approached so many times out here, and I was like, do I give off like threesome vibes? Is it the haircut, or is it the, but this was happening even when I had like long hair,
Has it been always in LA that you've got approached in that way?
It's always LA.
LA then. That's LA.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different world out here. It's a different world. Like I have something in the works, and I got a homeboy that just has been involved in some shit. And I'm like, well, I don't think I give off threesome like behavior. Like I've been approached like, oh, I think you'd be a great fit for me and my wife, or, what you doing after this? Because me and my girl, or it'll be like me and my homegirls, and it'll be like sometimes it'll be two, women, and I'm like,
I don't think it's a vibe you're giving off besides that you're just cool. Like, you're not going to be shocked and be like, oh my God, you're not going to clutch your pearls at someone asking you that, because it's like, okay, you find me attractive and would like you me to join in. That's cool. But I also just think people going to ask. They're going to ask, just like will ask every chick on the block, you know what I'm saying, until one says yes. They're going to ask. If they both are like, ooh, yes, you know what I'm saying, then if the girl agrees with her man that you look attractive and she's okay, he going to go ask. Like he's not gonna not ask. So I think when you walk into a room, you definitely have a presence that people will, see. And I think, other women, like, we do like, oh, she looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll say something like that, and don't the dude will be like, what? My girl thinks she looks good. Well, I do too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see. If they've been discussing it already. You know what I'm saying? Then it might not be so much about what you're putting out, but it's what they want. So they're gonna ask.
Yeah, I think it was one time I was like, okay, well, look, how can I finagle this and get some bills paid? And I was like, oh, baby. I was like, oh, if that's what you want, I was like, oh, that's a fee. There's a fee for that. Yes. And he was like, well, how much? And I, said what the rate would be. Mm-hmm. It was a hefty rate. And so I just was like, he was like, oh, I don't pay for pussy. And I was just like, well, I'm a female. Emphasis on that, like, fee. Don't have to come in life for free, baby. I'm like, female, like, that comes with money. I'm like, y'all getting something out of this? Why can't I get something out of this? Because I'm not getting anything out of it.
You doing it for money, Dominique? First of all, no, you're not. You will lie that you would do it at all, because I told you if I could conjure up this premium penis. I was like, if I conjure up this premium penis, can I offer you up as sacrifice, if necessary? And you said no, you scared.
I'm really low key pussy. I'm really scared. Look, the thing is this. This is the thing, for real. I don't think everybody should have access to it. And so I play the game accordingly. Yeah. And I am a huge flirt. I get off on flirting. Like, it's so much fun to me. I love being a tease. Mm-hmm. People might think that I'm terrible because of this, but it's not like I'm leading anybody on. Like, it's for that moment. You have my attention for that moment. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you because I don't want you to think that there's something there, because there's not. Like, that's just what it is. I was. It was only one time where I really, like, it could have happened. And the guy at the time, this was years ago, was too drunk to realize that he was being propositioned to, like, do something like that. And I had never done anything like that. Right. And especially now with another.
He was too drunk. You were just drunk enough to offer.
I know. I was like, all right, I think I can do this, because it's like, and I think things like that should also happen, like, at kind of like, okay, at random, because it wasn't like, oh, we planned this 3 months out, and then you, like, I don't be on shit like that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the moment it's a moment.
You have to be in the moment for yours, because but that goes along with you liking to flirt and tease. Like, you like the energy and the feel of that moment. Mm-hmm. I don't be doing all that extra stuff. Like, I don't, let me say this. I don't do the teasing, flirting. Like, I can't tease. Like, either I'm doing this or I'm not. You know what I mean? like it's just, it's now after we understand, like, this probably gonna pop off. I don't have to say it explicitly, but we both know. I mean, I could say it, I need to say it explicitly, but what I mean is, like, every sentence doesn't be like, we're gonna do this. Like, we already know, it's been established, we're gonna do this. Now all of that can commence. But the beforehand stuff, nah, because people be getting the wrong idea. Then you got to turn around and tell them this is too much. So I can understand you liking that energy. you liking the threesome pop off. I would like a planned threesome.
I feel like it's too much pressure. Too much pressure, man. Too much pressure to
What's the
perform.
pressure? to do what?
It's too much pressure. Too much pressure. Like, because you go in things, you got an expectation. Now that really sets an expectation a little bit. I don't want to go in because then if it's lackluster, then I'm like, see, I know I shouldn't have done this fuck shit. Like, I should just be fucking one person at a time and that be it.
But if you do,
I like when I tell you when I like set expectations, I feel like sometimes I always end up disappointed.
okay.
And so I just don't. And I feel like at that moment, and I know it would have been bomb. I know it would have been bomb. I'm still kind of mad at it years later, but it's okay.
You still talking about it. It's not okay. You still talking about it. It ain't okay. But so the thing is, and I think we were talking about this one day before, is but it's not like you're gonna smash a dude you haven't smashed before. Like if you think you a threesome pop off, it's gonna be with a brand new guy, or it's gonna be with a guy you know who's established, who you know can hold it down. So there's not a worry about that part. Like if you know he can hold it down, then there's not a concern. It's just another set of titties in the room now. You know what I'm saying? Like there ain't no
Another penis.
Oh, and or another penis. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong side of this queue. So they gotta perform. What you talking about? Just be there, whopped up, and there you go.
Yeah, you know, I just if it's like I feel like I said almost every
Time out. Drink your drink. I done drank so much of this tequila.
Bro, I'm feeling this. All I ate was eggs for breakfast, and then I like made some popcorn that I was smacking on. I was just like, well, I gotta slow down because I'm feeling this.
Drink your drink. Just one sip. Okay, thank you. All right. What is that again?
I feel like every guy, for the most part, that I've dated has asked me to engage or would I be down? And I'm just like, I think that's weird. Like I'm like, why? Like, okay, cool. So you want to have a threesome? Great. Like, what else do you want to do? Like, because I feel like men always think that they're the ultimate freak, and I don't think men are ultimate freaks. I think it kind of always falls back on us. I think we're more sexual than men. And when you ask, okay, well, shit, girl, the door just blew closed. I had it open because it was a nice breeze.
That breeze said,
girl, that breeze said, okay, I got you. But I think that it's always like, oh, well, you know, I had a threesome, and I'm just like, okay, who hasn't? I mean, besides me, because I'm not. And
you've been plenty of them though.
Well, you know, but I'm just like, okay, that's like basic. That's basic things, and right. It's just like, I just think that for men, I think that's their idea of being overly sexual, like, oh yeah, I'm really fluid, you know, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're not, because if I said, hey, let's hook up and then let's bring another dude and he ain't got to do nothing to you. Mm-hmm. That's, to me, I understand, like, you feel like your toxicity, you know, so everybody wants to they're trying to take the male masculinity away, blah, black man, blah, blah. But I'm like, he's not touching you. Y'all not engaging. Like, this is for me. Like, I'm just saying. But that's just me though. But I would prefer if it was just like at random. Like, I don't want it planned. Like, cause now I feel like I got to interview people. And nah, I just don't. I feel like if it, like, especially like if I was liking, let's say I was in another country and it's me and a nigga, mm-hmm. and we vibing, we having a good time, we drinking, we dancing, and then it's like kind of like a girl that's kind of like coming up, yeah, or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, like she cute or whatever, you know, like we can vibe, feel it out. I feel like it's more organic that way.
Okay. So I feel like you want a threesome with 2 women and a man to be spontaneous, but I feel like if it was 2 men, you'd be okay planning it out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because it would have to be, because it would have to be that way.
Yeah, and I think that now I'm starting. So, because I was hearing, first of all, you keep having to be in another country every time this scenario you talk about it.
Oh, so yeah, I don't need you to have access to this bitch, okay?
It always has to be in another country. So there's two things. I think one, because there's a woman involved, I think you need to like you're not always in the mood just to have some other woman pop up. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's
Yeah.
what you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if another woman is going to be involved, then it definitely has to be super spontaneous. And I'm just like, okay, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to be in the moment, probably been drinking and doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, where you consent to that and you don't have to think about it too much. Because I think if you plan a threesome where there's another woman, then you think about it, then you're like, there's another woman, that ain't really what I do, and you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah, and you might not do it. But when there's two penises, you know you like them, and you're okay planning that out, and it's not.
I think a threesome. This is just me though. I think a threesome with two men is easier. Solely for this purpose. When we think about like if it's let's say it's like somebody that I'm seeing and we're dating, and then there's somebody else involved. Like my dude could be hitting me raw. That's cool. And then this other dude, like he can have a condom on, or if it's like two condoms involved, like it's easier. Don't nobody got to stop because I'm sorry, we're not having a Chris Brown Carucci situation, okay? Because I feel like that's how that girl ended up pregnant with that baby, but whatever. But I'm like, you're not about to be raw dogging bitches. Like, we're not having no slip ups and no nothing. And I just feel like it's cleaner and safer. And I know that sounds crazy, and I'm overthinking the situation, but I'm for real. Like, I'm trying to turn her pregnant, and then it's like, man, you remember that wild night? I'm chasing, you know. And what if it's not my nigga baby? Like,
no, I mean, but this is a situation you should overthink. But these things are conversations and boundaries and things that can be worked out beforehand. But anyway, I'm not trying to plan your threesome for you. So I'm discovering new things. Like if it's the dudes, if it's just dudes and you, then I feel like you're more want that to be planned. And if it's something else, then you're like, all right, that just needs to be spontaneous because that's what I feel comfortable with.
Now Rihanna and ASAP Rocky roll up on me. I'm fucking. Fucking. I'm letting you know right now. Bitch is fine. That nigga is fine. Fucking.
I don't know what he looks like. I don't know.
Fine.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but I feel like I've seen him before and I looked at him and said he's fine. But okay. But if Rihanna's there, I'll be there.
Yeah, girl. See how plump and juicy now, like me a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
I like it. Because I was looking at her one day on like some Fenty thing or whatever. And I was like, first she plump and juicy, which is nice. But also it's just natural. Like you see so much just not natural stuff. I mean, do y'all whatever. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, I'm just like, who's this real? Like I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like I don't feel anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I want the Kardashian effect to be over. I want it to be over and done. And I'm not knocking bitches that love to get surgery or whatever. Like, if that makes you happy, then by all means, do what you gotta do. But I feel like it's just surgery. It just looks fake. I'm like, why? Did you not to even try?
But there's some women who just look gorgeous anyway. You could tell their body was gorgeous before all of that, you know?
Yeah.
But also maybe it's a business expense to them because that's how they make their money. I don't know. But back to it. But it was just nice to see her because it's not all like everything. Because after a while you be like, well, my butt don't be doing that, and it's like, well, her butt didn't either. You know what I'm saying? Like someone. So it's like it was just nice to see, cake because my cakes be bottom heavy. My cakes are bottom heavy. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, we know hippie goals. And got some pretty goals going on too.
But I tell you who be having them natural bubbles is chicks who used to run track that was sprinters. Girls who were sprinters that get that muscle, you know what I'm saying? Then they get a little fat on top of it. All right, anyway.
I'm like, look, I ran track for a week. Don't ask me.
I ran long distance, so that's all different. That's why mine just settled down to they didn't have to pop up to the top, they just settled at the bottom. But yeah. But anyway, so we'll schedule your threesome for you sometime in about 15 years. Okay.
Do not. That is a lie. I am okay. It is a dream deferred, like a raisin in the sun. Okay, it's really okay.
It's gonna curl up and run. All right. So is the reason why? And I quoted that wrong, but whatever. I've been drinking tequila.
Look at you drunk.
Yeah, I'm not drunk, but I'm hot. I am so hot. I'm trying right now not to wipe all this stupid hot sweat off me. But my question is this, because you said all the dudes you dated always proposed a threesome, and they proposed it like, apparently after you guys started dating. They didn't mention it before you were dating. They mentioned it after.
Of course, you're not going to, because that
you should mention it beforehand. Like, these are things I'm interested in. So you go. So there's no surprises. And she not like, oh, you don't like this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bitch, I always wanted two of them around. You know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Right.
But you said it was kind of a turnoff because you think they feel like that's the epitome of freaky, and you're like, you hadn't even scratched the surface, sir. Right. So is it a turnoff because you're like,
yeah, I'm like, yeah, you didn't let me take you, so why should I give you what you want and you have not given me what I want?
Is there anything else that you want besides that?
A lot of money in my bank account.
Sexually, does that turn you on sexually?
Yes, money when me come. You know that song? Like, no. Honestly, I don't really. The pegging, I don't have to peg everybody. I'm really trying to convince Vernon to let me do it, but it's fine. Mm-hmm. But it's just like
your pegging experience. Okay.
Actually, no, I got a proposition for a pegging experience, and I was just like, like this is a new relationship. Like, I'm cool. Let me spill you out some more. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like, I feel like let's see what we really like in, like what we vibe in. Let's explore new things, you know, sexually between the two of us before we even bring somebody else in. Because I feel like there's always so many things and so many ways to learn the body. Like right when you think that you, oh yeah, this is, and it's like another layer, it's like an onion, and you peel it off, you're like, woo, you know.
That's so. If you had a guy and he was like, oh yeah, I love it, that's my thing, would that be a turnoff to you? I feel like you want to talk a guy into it. You know what I'm saying? And you want to be like his first one. What if it was a guy who had already did it before and he was kind of like, yeah, I'm into that, go ahead. But I want to be your man too, but go ahead.
I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, now look, I'm a very open person. I need to know. Have you, and for the people listening, if you need to watch it and see my face, because you know where I'm going. I just want to know, because then I want to know, like, I literally just talked about this with me and Vern.
I had to look at her face too and be like, oh.
Yeah. Like, I've been like approached by a guy. At that time, he was bisexual. Mm-hmm. And I was like, now I was like, and you fine. I was like, so now I gotta worry about bitches. And they was like, oh, you got me for I can't, my anxiety can't take it. So I'm cool. And then he like kissed me, and I was like, this is terrible. So thank God.
Yeah, no on the terrible kisses.
But I don't think it would turn me off or be like, okay, I was just like, okay, cool, like that's a vibe. Like, how often do you want it? How often do you do it? Or, you know, like I would be more intrigued. Mm-hmm. But then I kind of wonder if I would treat him like an
interview. You'd be interviewing this nigga instead of pegging him.
Yeah, because I really think I would be like hella intrigued. Like,
I feel like I think a big part of the lure to you is taking something from this dude. Like
dominating Dominique.
Yes, but part of being, because you know, we were discussing this before we both took that the quiz. What was it? The BDSM.
Y'all, please. I'm gonna put the quiz in the info, the description.
And we're completely on opposite spectrums. Because mine was like 100% slave. Like, I am submissive slave, and like you trying to break people's souls over here.
But I'm definitely a dominator. Like, I feel like I've been in situations where I don't know if you've ever been in situations like this, but I've been in situations where I think men were really surprised that I was like, I knew what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a conversation with a guy that I used to date. I really liked him. He was such a beautiful man. And he was smart too. It was just like, it wasn't just like he was like fine, you know, you get fine and dumb. Like he was fine and smart, like smart. And he was like years later down the line, like we had a conversation about it, and he was saying that it kind of like intimidated him because he had never been in a situation like that where it was like this person comes in, they know what they want, they know how to do all this stuff, and it's just like, I'm like, yeah, well, it's an experience. Like sex is cool, like you're just trying to get your rocks off, but like I'm an experience, I'm a full-on experience, and I don't ever want you to forget how bomb this pussy is. Okay.
I just thought of that meme, like at the TSA, like what you got.
I think people, I think that's the issue that we have with modern day society. You know, I look at my friendships, even though we're not intimate sexually, like it's an experience. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, if you do some shit and you fucking double cross me, like, I'm like, I'm more so, I'm mad at myself, but I'm just like, you raggedy bitch. And
we're like an old sleuth movie, not the double cross. Double cross you.
Look, it's just, you know, people do shit, but people are not confident in themselves. So when you moving freely throughout life and you just really don't give a fuck, and it's just like, some way of the sort, it'll figure itself out. You know, like one of my homegirls hit me up when she saw the article in Voyage.
I'm so excited.
And you have to read it in my voice, like my response, because it's really a Q&A, y'all, but like even how I responded, I was just like, let me give them my personality. Like, let me not make this very, you know, and again, I went to school for broadcast journalism, so I know how it's supposed to look. But I was like, nah, let me be real. And my homegirl was just like, I'm just so proud of you because you stuck it out. Like, I know LA can be hard, and I'm born and raised out here, and I know that shit. And you, like I said, my daddy was buying me groceries. So I was paying my rent. My daddy was buying me food though at one point.
Yeah, girl, it's expensive as fuck out here,
girl.
So, but I think that's true too, though, because I'm not like, even me knowing what I am on the scale, like you know, and I can be dominating positions, but I like, you know, I like being that, but I say what I want. Like I don't come in the situation, it's like, oh, I'm here, do whatever. No, I'm like, you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Or this is what I want. But conversations are had beforehand, but they know what I like. And oh, if I don't get what I like, I don't. First of all, I remember one guy was like, oh, you know, I was worried because it was our first time we're meeting up. He was like, what if she comes through and then, you know, she doesn't come? I was like, oh, I'm going to come. Like, I'm not worried about that. It can happen when you're inside me, or it can happen when you're not inside me. You're going to help me and you're going to do what I say. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to get there, because that's never nothing to worry about, because I know what I like, and you do what you do. Like if we're enjoying ourselves, it's all enjoyable, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to leave with mine too. You know what I'm saying? So let's all, you know, participate. Let's all, like it's a group, but let's both participate in this together. But I do think,
I love that, because like for me, I know, like I was on birth control at one point, and I know it takes forever for me to come, and it's nothing to do with like lack of stimulation, because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want to just come because I want this to be over. I've been fucking for too long. And like, so like I know sometimes like I need, you know, I might need a little help, but I will bring it to, I'm like, I don't even, it's cool. Like, and I don't need a man. I don't know why men get intimidated by added objects, because but it's also fun. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Some men may get intimidated. Other guys are just happy doing whatever it is because they're enjoying the experience too.
Yeah, see, experience.
Yeah, and different people have different levels of what they want, don't want, but that's why the conversations are had. But it's always, it always should be a good time. But the conversations make the biggest difference before you go out there. I forgot what I was about to say.
I think you're right, because I have been in situations where I have been like, we've talked about it, and then when it happened, it was just like really orgasmic, if you will.
Yes. Like everything about it is amazing. When you don't have those conversations, what happens is this: nigga hit you up or you hit him up, however it happens. You know, you flirt, they ask for nudes, they see your nudes, they immediately, they either want more or they want to meet. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And then
right.
there's like no like nah. Because I definitely had a situation where I was around a guy and he tried, and I was like, I was like, first of all, no. I think he's super attractive. I think he's dope and everything. But I was like, no, like this does not happen without us having a conversation. He's like, oh, we can have a conversation. Well, of course we can, because that's what you're trying to do right now. But like, we have to have several conversations. We have to talk about, we have to do the business portion of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where we talk about things that maybe, like we talk about things we like sexually, yes, but there's like you said, the birth control part, because I'm not on birth control. I'm not in a relationship with anybody, but I've never really, my whole life, I've been on birth control like twice. Not even a whole year, my whole life have I been on birth control. A few months here, a few months there, and that's it. And so people need to understand that, because we need to know what we're using. You know what I'm saying? And then we talk about, you know, tests, like, have you been tested recently and what's going on? And then even like, I don't need to know who you dealing with, but like, are we dealing with other people? Like, that's fine and okay, but we need to have we need to understand all the things that are going on here, so we know what kind of position we're putting ourselves in. But when people are like looking at nudes and titties and dicks and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just lusting and you're really ready to jump into something without having all those extra conversations.
No, that's and maybe and I think this comes up a lot with me and my girlfriends, because we talk about, like, I'd explain, I was like, you know, you have to think that men don't really, some men, not all, don't think about sex really being like a pleasurable like experience for women. Like, they really think about it from their standpoint, which is why we have such a high, that percentage has gone up. At first it was 80, but now it's like 85% of women don't experience an orgasm during sexual intercourse with a man. That's a high ass number. So I was like, well, I'm gonna take control over this shit and like figure it out, you know, like, I know me, but I'm also, like I said, like, I tell men, I'm like, look, this is what I don't like. I don't care for head. It don't make me come. It's cool for 5 minutes. Don't be down there for no fucking hour. It don't do shit for me. You can try to, I don't.
Don't they always seem offended when you tell them that?
Yeah,
like,
it's like, woo. I'm like, but that's not the only thing that gets women off. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm wet. Nigga, I'm horny. Put the dick in. Like, let's get this going. Like, let's have a good time. And it's just like, but it's like, don't be rushing that shit, and don't, like, take your time and work me slowly, to quote Escape, please. Because like you said, it's an experience. I don't like having rush sex with people, and I get irritated if I gotta have rush sex with you. And I'm like, I don't really want to do this again. And I'm tired of, like, I think we live in this huge era of like porn era, where it's like, oh, I want to make you squirt, I want to make you do this, and I'm just like, you know, that shit really isn't real. Like bitches just not squirting on sight. Like, it don't work like that. So why do you care? Like, because you saw some shit, and a lot of times them bitches be putting water up there.
Yeah, right. It's ego. Like I had a conversation with someone, because I was talking with some other lady, a group of people, about squirting. I was like, first of all, every woman don't squirt. Like, that's science. Like, I don't know why people keep saying every woman can squirt. Just do this. I'm like, first of all, that's not it. Two,
it's like they like it's a Spider-Man technique.
Yeah, like, you just do this, and I'm like,
and you have to listen for the water. I'm like, who's doing all of that?
Am I a seashell? What the fuck? To your ear and listen.
Oh, I can hear it. Here it comes.
There
was a video. I remember years ago we rented this video, like, me and some of my friends, and it was called Squirt 101.
Oh my God.
And that's what they was doing. Like, they was teaching, like, and they were doing the technique, like I said, Spider-Man, and like you could hear, and they was. I'm like, who?
No, you're not hearing the ocean in my pussy. No, you might hear the macaroni and cheese in a pot, but
right. You might hear that. That's it.
You're not like, get the fuck out of here. So I was just like, is doing that more pleasurable than just coming? Because I'll come. Like, I ain't worried about that. And so I was asking, so I would just ask the guy friend of mine. I was like, yo, like, have you had women squirt before when you dealt with them? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, did it did it seem like more fun than just regular making her come? And he's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Besides with us having to flip the bed over us and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you doing too much now. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, did it make your ego feel better? And he was basically like, nah, he's like, I'd rather make you come multiple times than you squirt one big time, fuck up the whole bed. Now we doing manual labor in the middle of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's what I think about. And I'm like, in my bed, how mine is set up, I can't flip it's kind of more like that pillow type thing.
yeah, pillow top. No, there ain't a pillow.
Like, you can't flip that over.
It goes one way. No. That's hilarious.
I don't give a fuck.
This is the thing I forgot that I was gonna say. I feel like men, and because I, you know, like I said, I just had a birthday, but I'm older now, and I'm in my 40s. And you, as the time goes on, you know what you like, and then you start to say what you like, and you're very expressive about like, this is what I like, what I don't like. And I feel like the dude you were talking about, men kind of get intimidated by that. They're like, first of all, I think they'd be like, why the fuck she knows so much about herself? You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many women that don't. So then they just assume you just been doing all kinds of things, and you may or may not have. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't matter. But I think they start getting in there, like the wrong type of dude. If you're dealing with starts getting his about that, then he feels intimidated. Then you feel, I don't want to be in a situation where I feel like I have to pull myself back so you can feel comfortable. You know, I don't want to feel like you said, in your situation, you don't want to feel like you can't bring out your toys because you feel intimidated by a little machine that, nigga, we all here together. Like, let's use it if we're going to use it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to.
All right, let me put it on your gooch. Let me put it on the gooch.
I don't know how that would feel them. I've definitely had a dude wear a vibrating cock ring before. I didn't ask him how it felt to him. You know what I'm saying? But I
remember the first time
I sat on that, and that was the end. That didn't take long.
That was interesting. I like, that was, nice. That's a whole nother episode.
You won't even move. You just sit on it and not move. You be like, hold on, but it's vibrating.
Like, I'm like, let me do some Kegels while I'm sitting here. Yeah. Oh shit.
Like, don't stroke. The vibrator's doing everything. But yeah, that's a whole different episode. But I think, I don't want.
I'll tell you how I got to that vibrating ring.
I don't. You are reminiscing right now, but I don't want to.
I was like, man, and that's a good time.
No, when they reminisce over you, go ahead, girl.
That nigga still fine.
Okay. Well, but I don't want to be in a situation where I'm dealing with a dude and he can't just accept the things that I desire, and it's not something that's gonna. But like, can't accept my openness and me knowing my body and me knowing what I want. Like, come on, bro. Like, tell me what you want to. Like, let's all do this together. Like, this is. I know I keep saying let's all, like it's a group of people. It's not.
No. We know. Yeah, but I just think that I'm like, yo, like for real. Like I think what has also kind of helped me, like help my friends. I'm like, y'all gotta explain to niggas like all pussy is not created equal, just like all dick is not. Like, there are long ones, there's skinny ones, there's fat ones, there's short ones, there's, different things, but it's just like I think what happens is like, which was kind of like a mistake that I was kind of making, and I still kind of make. I'm like, I felt like that's where I was trying to be like a little submissive. Like, me, I have a very strong personality. I'm, outspoken, and I'm just like, you got me fucked up, or that's wrong. You're wrong. And here are the facts
right now.
And that was one place where I found myself kind of like reeling it back in, kind of trying to let the man take control. And I was just like, this ain't doing it for me. And like, I think it's okay especially if it's a guy that you really care about and you like, teach the niggas how to fuck you. Like, why is that so hard? Like, I think women, like, we all kind of sometimes find ourselves in those places. I was like, no, if you fucking with a nigga and you really like him, tell him this is how you like to be fucked. And I think that's really, really okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because it's like, if you're going to be dealing with this person like long term, like, like, I know sex isn't everything to everybody, but it's like, at least while I'm there, you might as well enjoy it.
Why are you doing something you don't enjoy? That's what I don't understand. I'm sorry. Like there may be times like if you're in a relationship with someone, first of all, if I'm just smashing somebody every time, we need to be getting it on the right way. But if
Yeah,
you're in a relationship with someone, I can see there's mediocre smash times and you are doing it for the other person. Like, you know what I'm saying? They might have like, I don't really feel like it, but they had a hard day today. I know they like this. Let me do this for them. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
for the most part, you shouldn't continuously be dealing with someone and not enjoying that if it's just a mediocre time because you had a long day or whatever, that's different, but he knows what you like and he usually does what you like. But the
right.
women should be having these conversations in a respectful, I think, insensitive way with the man,
Yeah,
but have the conversation, and the man should be willing to listen. I think sometimes there probably are women who approach this conversation in a stank with a stink ass attitude because they've been
yeah,
getting bad dick for a long time, but it ain't always like you should have told him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
don't be blaming him the whole time because he thought his stroke, you was over here faking or whatever you doing. He thought he was doing it right. So don't be mad at him because you've been lying to him. But I think they might approach the conversation a little bit, with their chest out. Like you can't come to someone talking about their
Yeah.
game.
And
You
then
know what
it's just like, but I think men also have a hard time being receptive to like that criticism because it's like, especially like alpha male men, it's like really hard for them because they're like, I'm like, well, somebody could have, that's cool. Like if you have had that experience with other people, I'm a different vibe. So this is what works for me. So we either fucking and you gonna fuck me like how I want to be fucked, or we not fucking, and
But
that's
you
okay
know what's
too.
funny though? The person that they think they was killing it with probably won't saying nothing. So they thought they was doing it, but she probably wanted the same thing you asking for. She just never said nothing. Because when I talk to a lot of women, like you were just saying, like there are other parts of our body we would like attended to, please, sir. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna need you up there spending more than 2 minutes and two licks. Like I'm gonna need you doing some things. So I think that there's a lot more women who like these parts of their body, and I've met other women who like different things, but I think there's a lot more who just aren't saying it. They're just letting the guy do, like, well, at least he's here and he's doing something. No, like you'll like this experience better if I'm enjoying it more, and I'm doing everything you want. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And I compromise. Like I let people in my box. I'm like, because that's what you want to do. Like you like that, so I let you have fun down there, and I just like I just like I'm like okay, if I know that's gonna happen, I was like let me talk a little.
You ain't up there fixing a meal. Like, let me chop these vegetables while this nigga
Right.
down here.
And then let me like really, really relax so I can just like, okay, enjoy this for a while. All right, cool.
You done?
You ain't ready yet?
I was talking to a homeboy the other day. He was like, "Yeah." Then I get down there and blah blah blah. I said, first of all, I mean, he wasn't talking about that with me. I was like, y'all need to do what the woman asked you to do. I was like, why every dude think jumping down there is what we want? I was like, many a time is you're jumping down there trying to spit on it so you can go ahead and stick your dick in. Little do you know, you could get me wet without touching me. You know what I'm saying? Like, say the right things in my ear, be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could be so many things. It'd be ready for you already.
Let them know, sis.
I hate it here. It's like
And
I don't
when we
care
get into
because
it, do not just bypass my titties. Like,
and they better look. I'd be mad for. I would be mad for you because those are some pretty titties, pretty titties.
like,
But
like,
but no, like how you gonna bypass those?
and I didn't realize like I remember one time, and I really see. This is why I gotta have episode even like talking about like friends with benefits type shit, man, and like how dangerous it's a dangerous game. It is a very dangerous game, but it was this guy like, and I was like, damn, I'm starting to like him, and but I was also like getting sick, so I didn't want to kiss him.
Oh, okay.
And that nigga ghosted me, but I was like, and it was weird having sex without being kissed. And I just was like, I really want to kiss him, but I know he said he had sex.
If it's a real friend with that ain't a friend. That was just
I didn't want him like I didn't want to be like I still wanted to see him, and like I said, like this is hellas ago, but I was just like I really enjoy kissing, like I really do, and make sure like we can kiss. If you don't want to kiss and you just also I can't even just fuck. I want to be kissed. I want my titties sucked. And even though I don't even have sensation like that for real no more, fucking birth control. Man, stay away from that bullshit, y'all.
Yeah, I no.
Well, I bought numbing cream. I was like, maybe it'll like to make it sensitive or something. Not numbing cream, but you know, like
something enhancer stuff.
I
Oh,
definitely put it on my vagina and it worked. But I put it on my nipples and I didn't feel it. I was like, oh.
Let me tell you what, I'm laughing inside right now because we started out talking about my garden. And then you brought up something, and these are how our conversations go offline, which is hilarious. Like, this is how we normally talk. So we're not like trying to have a sex episode, but like, this is just what we
yeah, I perfectly set it up this way. Like, I wanted people to know who you were. And then I was like, okay, in the second half, juicy.
What we just gonna, yeah. But I feel sad for you. I'm gonna need you to find some other way.
I know everybody's like, get them pierced. I was like, man, these too big to get pierced. Like, it's for real. Like,
I just realized I did this in the middle of everything.
Girl, I'm just like, it is. I just, But
you need to be on what you need to be.
What are you doing?
I was looking for something. I was looking for something to show you, but I was like, oh, sorry. I just realized I'm all in the camera.
Like, she got a whole drawer full of stuff.
No, stuff that can be used for like birth control. This called VCF. It's called it's vaginal contraceptive film. So it's a film. It looks like those Listerine strips, and you can put it in you 15 minutes before you start, and it melts its spermicide basically. But there's another one they have this gel, and you don't have to put the film in. It's immediate. You just squirt the gel up in you, and then you can start using it. So I was looking for the box because I was going to show it, but I didn't find it.
They ain't sponsoring this show.
I was showing myself.
I'll just play it.
I'm trying to help people out here so they ain't losing sensitivity in their nipples. That makes me
sad. Girl, I like I said, it depends. But like you said, it's levels to it though. But like I'm kind of like you. Like I need somebody to kind of get in my head first, and then go to the nipple. It helps. It's a whole process.
But I will tell you this though: if you do have two guys, one on each nipple, then or a guy and a girl, I don't know, whoever. But if you got one person on each one, now that's nice.
I hate you. And then they kiss. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That could be cute. That might be a little, spicy. Oh my gosh. Girl, where can they find you on social media?
On social media, you will find me not talking like this ever at all.
Ever.
So do not expect this from anything that you see on social media. I'm on IG at Hippie Goals with a Z, not an S, HippieGoalz. And that's where you'll see my garden and all the lovely stuff that I'm doing there, and occasional pictures of me. I don't usually jump in my pictures on my garden. And then you'll see in my IG stories, you'll see me promoting and talking about people I usually work with or people that I'm on Twitter at Goals Hippie because someone stole Hippie Goals and they don't use it. So annoying.
Oh, it's always like that. Always.
Yeah. And then on youtube.com/Hippie Goals, that's where I post videos of me in the garden doing stuff. And I'm trying to, I need to post more videos, but I do have some up there, me cooking stuff that I grew in the garden, and then just me out in the garden doing things. I think I'm on Facebook, Hippie Goals on Facebook. I'm Hippie Goals everywhere. There you go. That's my business.
One that makes it complicated and don't have the same name across all platforms.
I'm Hippie Goals everywhere. It's my business name, so it's not just my name on the stuff. It's actually my registered business name, and hopefully doing more garden business soon in some form or capacity. I'm trying to figure it out. If you got ideas, hit me up.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do like a cooking episode and make something.
Doing that, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to make that happen. Now that'll be fun, talking and cooking.
Yes.
Y'all will really get some.
Man, I made a video at my garden. We were cooking, so we harvested. It was called harvesting hot pot. So I did hot pot. I'm like, what is it called? Hot pot and harvest with Hippie. So people came to my garden. We harvested some stuff. I had the hot pot all set up with the boiling waters, and we cooked all these different foods. And I recorded our whole conversation to post on my IG. But I was talking so much shit about some stuff. I was like, I can't just post this. I need to edit it. So I have to go back and edit it. But that video, hopefully, it will be up soon.
All righty. Well, you guys know where to find me. Subscribe, like, share the podcast with Whiskey Soured across all platforms. YouTube, all of that, you know what that is. And I added a link tree. I didn't know what a link tree was. I was like, what's a link tree? I was just like, you gotta get a link tree. I'm like, okay, I get the link tree. So where you can see everything that I have going on. The candles are back. It is saint-angeles.com/candles. And I will have blog posts even on that website if you remove the candles, all that stuff. But like I said, it's all in the damn link tree. I'll be sure to post it. Right now, I'm offering free shipping for candles. If you are in California, LA more so particularly, I'm dropping that shit off. I'm not paying for that shit to ship to you. So you'll get extra VIP red carpet service. And that's it. So I will see you guys back here next week.